What is up, my RC family? Today we're gonna fly, and it has been a while, a Syma drone. This is the Syma Z3. Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
Popeye and Amelia are hanging out inside. We are the RC Sailors. Welcome to our RC family. It's like a family reunion every day here on the Sailor channel. We have today the Syma Z3 folding arm camera drone, and it has a visual position hold system on the bottom. I think this is the first Syma drone we have seen that has that, remember, the camera that faces down and kind of acts like a GPS. This should be a top-notch, high-quality little camera drone, so I'm very excited to get this in the air and see how it flies. We have a light breeze today on this cloudy, kind of chilly day. Maybe I should have a jacket on, but this should hold real. I mean, you know, if you're a beginner flyer, the wind is what makes you lose your drones all the time. So with the visual position hold, this should be very beginner friendly. So let's put this in the air, see how it flies. And you know the drill. If we like it a lot, we'll show you at the end of the video all the stuff that comes in the box. With one press of a button, we can take off. And I'm not gonna press anything. We're just gonna see how the drone does on its own. Light breeze, kind of pushing up to 5-6 mile-an-hour gusts off and on, and it's doing really good. The first thing I noticed when I turned this drone on are those lights. I think you guys can probably see those. Don't they look really good, those bright green lights on the back? I like the placement of them, and I'm moving it around now. I like the shape and look of this drone. It's a different looking drone. Thank you, Syma, for taking the time to make a different looking drone. I like that. We see a lot of drones that look and feel the same. This looks and feels like good quality. Love the transmitter. They keep reusing it for a good reason. There's a great design, and it's very minimalistic, which I like. When I'm looking at this transmitter right now, I see no buttons except for the power button. Love that a lot. So it's flying really well on its own. Let's turn this around. And you guys can now see us a little close, so I'm gonna back it up some. Look at that camera quality for a toy grade drone. I think this looks great. Kind of get this lined up. I'm hands-free now. It's hovering in place and getting a nice little shot of us. And we could do some cool things with this drone, like getting a shot of our house or something. Let's back up. I know on your point of view, guys, it looks like we're close to those power lines, but we're not. I'm actually pretty far away from them. So there you go. You can see our cool house. You can even see if there's any damage to the roof with this drone. You know, it's a pretty good camera for a toy grade drone. It's flying really well. And I think you guys can see from there, maybe when we were closer, that, here, I'll show you. Abby's phone is actually in the phone clip. It's because it's one of the big chip clip phone mounting systems, which I love. I'll get a nice close shot for you guys. You can see it in action. Oh, hands-free. Look at that, Abby's phone right there. It is working, it's holding it. Fly up a little higher so you can get our faces too. Look at this thing. It's great. The red lights are on the front and the green lights are on the back. Let's talk about that for a minute, because some people don't like that. Now, on a more professional level of drone, the reason they do that is because red light doesn't interfere with camera, lens flare, and glare and all that stuff quite as bad as other colors. So they tend to put the red lights on the front and other colors on the back. So that is for a more professional grade drone, the reason why they do that. I know a lot of you guys like to see red lights on the back because it reminds you of tail lights or brake lights on a car. But in this case, they chose to go a little more professional. So let's fly over here some. Fly around. It feels really good. If you're going to get an altitude hold visual positioning drone, this is one to get. It really feels good. The camera quality is pretty good. We have seen better, yes, but cannot complain too much. I'm flying in between the trees there, Abby.
Good job, you're getting better at that.
Yeah. And the Wi-Fi feed is looking good. It's not cutting out. It's nice and solid, and for a toy grade drone, we don't want to fly much farther away than what we are here. Occasionally I feel the visual positioning taking over when I'm flying, but that's because I'm not pushing the sticks very far. If I were to push them farther, I think it would not take over. But you see the drone there? Probably hard for you to see in that sky, but it's holding really well, getting a nice shot of our car.
It's just funny because like how the thickness of the wires are, yeah, it looks like you're flying right between them. There's
one wire that's really thick, but I'm actually really far away from it. So
it's weird.
I encourage you guys never to fly close to power lines. We're all probably a little guilty of it. And some of you might think I'm even too close right now, but I know my front yard really well. we're definitely not going to get close enough to hit those. So just be very, very, very careful. Know your surroundings when you're flying. And don't fly in other people's yards or airspace unless you have permission. So the only reason I fly where I do, and the few neighbors' houses, they love when I fly over there. They like to see the drones fly by. And then of course these neighbors over here love seeing us playing with our stuff out in the yard. So we sometimes will fly over here and check out their fountain and stuff. Look at their decorations. Everything looks kind of like it's dead right now, because it is, but everything's coming back to life, and I'm very excited for warm weather to come right around the corner. Today, I'm out here in a t-shirt. Maybe I could have a light jacket on.
Hood on. It's cold.
I've been kind of active and doing some stuff. I'm really happy to just be outside. I don't care if it's super cold or not. Well, there's a few functions on this drone we should test, so let's bring it back a little closer into our yard when we test these things. So we have rates, and the rates on this guy is just to click the right stick. Okay, 2 beeps, so now we're in the high rate. I know this drone only has 2 rates, high and low. And it seems like we can fight the wind a little better, though it's not a significant change. See if we can get this guy driving by. No, okay, there we go. He's checking out the drone, older lady. I did not get it because I had a small little bit of interference over there, and it might be because, you know, we've had this before, right in that one spot. As soon as I fly past the SUV, I get a little bit of Wi-Fi interference, and it makes it so I can't control the drone. That happened to me just when I was flying out here for fun the other day. So I maybe need to avoid flying over there, because that's the second time that's ever happened. Maybe it's all ironic and it's the drone's fault, but it could just be where we're flying. So I definitely don't want to fly back over there. Let's test these higher rates again, flying around. Not a lot faster. The yaw seems to be quick though, because I can do cyclones, and that's really cool. I love doing cyclones. You just basically give the drone yaw and forward and a little bit in the same direction as whichever way you're yawing, and you can do cyclones. That's really fun. Now we have one more button. What did this do? We had auto takeoff. I think this might be flips. You might be right. Let's hit it. Maybe you have to hold it. Yep, gotta hold the button. So the back right shoulder, you press and hold, you pick a direction, and you do the flips.
I never mind when you have to hold the button, because it's kind of like a safety feature.
I kind of like that. Yeah, you don't hit it and then bump the wrong direction. I want to fly back while the truck drives by here. See if we can get him. There we go. That's pretty cool. It's fun. It's fun to buy a drone like this and practice. Okay, I like this. I like flying drones. Maybe I'll save up for a more expensive drone. And honestly, all of us love, those of us that are really in the hobby and have our $1,000 Mavics, and we have our $50, $60 drones like this. Let's be honest, it's just fun to get this drone in the air, because if it crashes, you just don't care nearly as much as if you crash your $1,000 Mavic. The Mavic, I don't know about you guys, but unless you're a millionaire, $1,000 is a lot of money. And so you're kind of nervous the whole time you're flying it. Even if you've flown it as much as me, probably 100 times, I still get nervous every time I fly it. But when I fly something like this, I am just out having fun. I can zip it around. I just got to make sure I'm not flying like annoyingly to other neighbors or anything, but I'm just having a good time in my front yard with my toy drone, just flying around, really carefree. I mean, I'm just having a great time with something like this, and this drone looks really good. Now I have to address the price point of this, because that can be a bit of an issue. I got mine around $55, $60. I don't think you're ever going to find it again at that price. Now we're going to link it where we got it in the description box below, but I would encourage you guys to look around for a better price, because right now where we got ours, this is now over $100. I think that's insane. It's a huge price jump. Oh wow, look at that. We're already getting a low battery. So what are we at, Abby? About 7 minutes of flight?
Almost 8 minutes.
That's not too bad. That's not too bad. The lights are blinking, means our battery's low. I'm going to press our auto land button, and it should just go straight down. So let's auto land. We're going down, right on the sidewalk. See those lights? Abby and I are thinking about getting rid of those lights. They're all starting to fall down some. So the next front yard video you guys see, they might be gone.
That's why I was running over them this winter.
They might be gone. Okay, it was a little chilly out because I'm feeling pretty warm and toasty in here now. Well, as promised, we're going to take a closer look at this drone. Why? Because we like it. I think what we're going to start doing is, if we don't like the drone, we're not even going to bother looking at the stuff that comes in the box, because what's the point? I like this drone. So, the transmitter is the first thing I want to talk about, because it's doing things right. And let's face it, that's the most interactive part of the drone, because you're holding that, you're controlling the drone the entire time from the transmitter. I like the minimalistic look. If you're going to have a lot of buttons on it, label the buttons. But if you're not gonna have a lot of buttons, a minimalistic look like this is really cool. There's only a power button on here and the 2 joysticks. The way you trim the drone is press and hold the left joystick and then give it direction and you trim the drone. The only buttons that are on here are these top 4 shoulders. Now they're not labeled, but once you get them memorized, it's not a problem. This one is your takeoff land button. This is flips. Click that for rates, and the other 2 I think were camera functions, but we didn't use that because of the app. Now my favorite thing about the transmitter is the alligator chip clip method. I think all phones should mount this way to drones because it works. These other things are annoying, and if you don't like that or you don't want to fly with your phone, you can take that off and put this little placeholder on the back and you're good to go, and you have your nice sleek little transmitter. Such a good mounting system. All drones should use this because all phones will fit in that. Now this is your spare props and your USB charge cable, and I want Abby to get a close shot of this for you because it's a very unique charging system. So much so that Abby took the time to come to me and she's like, Nathan, look at this. I've never seen a charger like this. This little guy's like a, can you see the movement in there? A little bit of spring loadedness. And then that clips on and locks in place like that. Now of course we're getting a red light on the charger because it's actually discharging the battery right now because it's all working in the opposite direction. You want to plug in your USB charge cable first and then plug in the battery, okay? But that is such a cool little system. It snaps in place. Now the battery is very proprietary. I don't love that, but it's a good proprietary because it works. Everything feels really good, snaps right in place. I do really like that a lot. This is the power button on top of the drone, so I like when drones have power buttons. I'm not really a big fan of drones that turn on as soon as the battery is plugged in. It all looks really good. There's the camera on the bottom of the drone that I was talking about. It has visual position hold. Very nice, very useful in this guy. Looks really good when it folds up too. I can't remember if it's front arms first. Yeah, it is. So the whole thing just feels like good quality plastic. The transmitter, all of it just feels like top-notch quality because it is. Syma has been around the block a few times. They know what they're doing and they're putting out good products. A nice, unique shape to that drone too. It just looks really good. You also get 4 prop guards with this, and they just snap on and snap off nice and easy. We opted out of them because you can reduce your flight time when you use prop guards, but if you're a beginner pilot, I always say they're like training wheels for your drone. Always use them if you're new to flying. Here are the instructions. That's a good book. They do a good job at their translations. The button layout is really nice. They're good instructions. And for those of you looking to buy this drone possibly, you can pause the video and scan that QR code and see if it'll work fine on your app, which by the way, it's a great app.
All right.
So Abby's making fun of me because we just cut out a part where I was talking about the quality of paper of the instruction manual. It's good quality. Sometimes you get crap, wrinkly, cheap paper. This is like laminated and stuff. It's nice. You guys can thank Abby because these videos could be like an hour long if it was just me by myself.
I keep him on track.
She helps me stay on track. There's something wrong with me, I think.
No.
I like the drone. Okay, I would give it. Yeah. How many paws up, Popeye? 1 or 2? 2? No way! 2 paws up. Well, that's awesome. I would probably give it 1 thumbs up, and here's why. Because
Popeye, you just said you were wrong.
I think you're wrong, buddy. Only because of the price point. When we first got this, it was an amazing price, and I would say buy all day long. But now it's almost doubled in price, and that doesn't happen very often. I don't know if we caught it on a flash sale or if the website we got it at is just trying to take advantage of a good drone. I really don't know, but it is a good drone. If you catch it on a good deal, that's great. I'll link it in the description box below, and maybe they'll see some extra traffic on their website and they'll lower the price back down to where it should be. If you catch it under about $65, I'd say it's worth it. It's way above that right now. So having said that, that's up to you guys. If you really still want to get this drone, even at like a couple $100s, go ahead if money is not an option for you. But I think it's about $65, about right there. Great drone. Syma did a really good job here. I really like that. The Z3. Very awesome. Guys, you are the best. If you watched all the way through this video, you're my kind of people. I absolutely love you for taking the time to just stick through and watch, even watching our ads on our videos and stuff. That helps our channel so much, so we can afford to keep bringing you content like this. Big thanks to our Patreon supporters, and if you're following us on all our social media forums, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll have all the good stuff linked in the description box below. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!